Don't forget, join us on the 14th, Friday the 14th, on a 12-hour live stream.
12 hours.
Continuous, right? To raise money for the victims of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. There's a lot of people down there been suffering. So come, join us. We're going to raise money. It's going to be chaos.
We are raising money for 12 hours. What we got? I know something that you cannot believe. Jamaica, we have a charity stream. You know that way there, man. You know that way there. Come on, fam.
Join us on Friday. It's going to be mayhem.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to Live at 5. Welcome back to DR Sports HQ YouTube channel. I don't know why I've said it in that order, but basically, welcome back to Live at today, joined on my left by Abby.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. It's the usual Tuesday lineup now, isn't it?
Just the two of us. Yeah.
We can make it.
Also, I just have to tell production, Kenya in particular, I hate this table. I hate it.
Really?
Hate it.
You see, because yesterday we had 4 of us on for Live at 5. It was me, Alex, Jack, and FJ. I thought we had a great conversation. I don't know what you guys in the comments thought, but I thought we had a great conversation.
Well, we ran a poll in our show yesterday, and all 5 of us, actually 6 if we include Kim, said that we're going back to the old desk.
Well, the one over there.
Basically, the story behind this table is this was our very first table. Like when we started doing Weekend Roundup and Preview, this is what we used. And then the table had an ACL injury, and it's taken it 2 years to come back. And we all just prefer the other desk. So the desk is coming back. I hate this table. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
I mean, it's not bad. What, do you just not like the way the conversation flows, or the fact that it's incredibly wobbly?
No, don't do that. This is the best it's been.
I know. What they
in
went.
2 years, they literally gave it a whole surgery.
They went and got it fixed like last week. That's why it's back here.
Yeah, no. But anyway, we're going back to our table on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you can keep this table live
on the show. I mean, where am I going to put this? What am I going to do with it?
I don't know, but I hate the table.
It is what it is. I mean, it was full of stuff for like 2 years, sat in the corner over there. But speaking of the table, yesterday,
yes.
If you want a very good segue there, Robbie was being very, very, what's the word? Is arrogant the right word? I don't know.
Kim was a breath of fresh air.
He's great, isn't he?
He's great. I've absolutely loved getting on with Kim for the last few weeks, like different shows and stuff. He's been a great addition because the way in which that City fans can just little bro Arsenal is so great. And like Liverpool can do it as well to a certain extent. But it's just like Arsenal is so desperate to be obviously champions of something. But it's just like the whole journey where City always kind of have given them players that they don't want anymore, like the Zinchenko's of the world, etc. And the way that like Gabby Jesus, like the way that Mikel Arteta has been like the prodigal son of Pep Guardiola, and he's so desperate. It's like, I'm so desperate to beat my dad type of energy. And just Kim being here and just reminding Arsenal that they are only 4 points behind. Yeah, City are inconsistent. They very much are inconsistent, and I would say that if Haaland gets an injury, then we're maybe not as confident. But I just think that like City fans being within 4 points of Arsenal will fancy themselves.
Yeah. Well, what we've got and what we want to run for you guys. If you somehow missed the show yesterday, I don't know why you would have missed the show yesterday.
It was very long.
It was a lot. It was almost 2 hours, wasn't it?
2 hours.
It was a 2 hour show, but we've got a clip of Robbie talking to Kim here to show you.
What? You said it earlier. You said it earlier. Big Steve. Big Steve's in here with sharks and those things.
Top of the league is just us, isn't it?
This is what.
No, see, I didn't say that.
This is the mentality. This is the mentality I'm talking about.
The problem that you got.
This is the cracking up.
This is the problem. Like, obviously, we haven't had a City fan on here.
Good to have you, man.
So that's the first bit. So that's problems, because really, out of the last like 5 years, these are the fans that you don't really want on these shows because they just want everything. But the problem for Arsenal in particular, and Kim's got it, I can see it, is that you just haven't done it against them. So they just little bro Arsenal. Yeah, I know you do a bit, but they've done it to you, man. They've won the most titles in this period, yeah? Like, they just little bro Arsenal. They just don't respect you. All you know, really,
they're going to respect it this year.
See you in May. That's they're going to. Everything you say, they're going to believe
table.
You. There's nothing.
Well, you know what? They're going to respect it this year, right? And I'll tell you one thing.
Why don't you have a bet then?
I'll tell you one thing, and I heard you say it the other day, right? That you're very reliant on Haaland.
Yeah,
and you still are, right? So you better pray as well that nothing happened to him.
Yeah, if something happens.
Oh, inject it into my veins.
He's saying he's not worried.
He's given me life again. I'm sorry, but the result on Sunday has given me life. It's given me a new injection. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I've got another horse I can back. And
just another anti-Arsenal horse.
I'm back on the City train, guys. Liverpool, I went on loan for a season and now I'm back.
I can't lie. Seeing Alex, seeing AGT in that sausage costume cracks me up every single time.
It's also like his just arrogance about it. He walks in and he's like, "I'm not wearing it," and I'm like, "We're like, you are."
Yes, you
like,
are.
He's like, "Why do I have to wear it? You don't wear it." We're like, you literally coined the phrase sausage. Like, you will wear it. You will hold. So it's so like. I don't mind if Liverpool ended up winning the league, to be honest with you. I don't really care who wins the league, aside from Arsenal, obviously. I'll even take a Chelsea winning the league. That's how desperate I am. So I would rather City, because I feel like City really don't... But I mean, they don't bother me. I mean, they might bother you a bit, but like...
This is the thing, though, right?
In terms of a legacy, they're still so far away from you.
How I see it is Robbie can say all he likes, he's not scared, right? That he's not scared of what Arsenal are doing. He's not scared of, what City are doing, but they're breathing down their necks. And Jack was on here yesterday, we were talking about it. I said to Jack, are you worried about the fact that City, they're right behind you once again? Because City are the team, they've shown it over the last, 7 years, almost in a row.
Yeah.
When they smell blood...
Shark team.
They're coming. And I do feel like, so me and Jack have a bit, we've got a bet, which if you want to follow me on Instagram, Dill Talks Ball, I clipped up and put it on there. So what I said to Jack was that I think at some point in this season, Arsenal will finish a game week not top of the league. I said there's no way you're going here on out top of the league, even though I think they've got a record for like most days on top of the league without then winning the league.
Correct.
And Jack disagreed with me. And so what he said was that if Arsenal drop at any point, so basically the bet that we've got is that if Arsenal stay top of the league for the rest of the season and win it, we buy him dinner. So me, FJ and Alex buy him dinner.
Okay.
But if at any point they drop, he buys us all dinner.
Nice. That's a nice.
So basically, I reckon I've got free dinner out of this.
Well, we were saying last week, by the way, guys, please can you send in your hot takes first and foremost? Can you also send in your videos to us? Because we loved doing hot takes.
Obviously, it's on Abby at the moment. But there you go, down here on me. The
Please
WhatsApp number here, videos, voice notes, etc. Get them in on there, and we will discuss either today or tomorrow. Whenever you send them in,
we want some because we absolutely love doing. I loved it in particular.
It was fun. Last week was so much fun, wasn't it?
Fun. We were talking about it last week, and we were saying basically if City or Liverpool are within 6 or 7 points of Arsenal, after going into Christmas, after Christmas, when it gets those cold, lonely, dark nights during the big run-in
Why
period.
do they have to be lonely?
Well, because it's winter. Sometimes they're cold and lonely.
For Arsenal?
No, for everyone.
For anyone.
For
Fair
anyone.
enough.
It's not summer. When you get into that period of time where, business end of the season or when it all starts heating up over Christmas, games come thick and fast, we just need someone to be within 6 points because that can shift very quickly. Very, very quickly.
Yeah.
I'm not getting ahead of myself.
Especially the fact that now is when midweek games come into play in the Premier League. This is so everything has been. This is the thing that's been so frustrating, as I think as a United fan for our own reasons, but also I think has inflated maybe how strong Arsenal have a hold of this thing. Is that there's been 3 games pretty much per international break.
Yeah.
Like there usually was 3 in August,
Yep.
and then international break. Then 2 in September, and then 1 in October, international break. 3 or 4 more. Then now this other international break. Suddenly, there's no international breaks anymore until March. You've got 6 games, 6 Premier League game weeks in December. Back-to-back losses, maybe away from home or something, or a couple draws here and there. City are on you. They're 1 point behind you. They're ahead of you on goal difference. They're behind you on goal difference. Or maybe they've got a game that they've had to get moved for the Carabao Cup or something.
Yeah.
Bang, they got a game in hand and they're only 2 points behind you. It changes so fast.
I still do think that Arsenal are favourites, and I do still think they will win the league. However, I changed my mind on this the other day because I said I would have rather Liverpool be the ones instead of City to win that game if I had to pick. But Liverpool ain't it. They're not going to be it. And City, even though they are still in an early stage of a new Pep team, they've got Haaland. And unless they don't have Haaland, for whatever point, I think Haaland could actually just be the difference. He's that good. He's that much of a beast. He could just be the difference between Arsenal being unbelievable all season long and Manchester City.
Yeah, I mean, as Laurie said, I think he said it on either Thursday or Friday on Live at 5. He went, "We're not competing with Man City for a title here. We're competing with one man.
Yeah.
We're competing with Erling." And then you say that, and then you watch the weekend game, this Liverpool versus City game. Haaland scored as he always does. He wasn't the main man by any sort of stretch. It was Doku. Is it like kind of Doku popped up and had a 10 out of 10 winger? Even without his goal, I'd say that was a 10 out of 10 winger performance.
It was 10 out of 10. I cannot remember the last time I saw a performance like that from an individual in the Prem. Just on their own, on their day.
It was crazy.
It was like Hazard level. It was just ridiculous. So good. He had Trent begging for mercy. He had Conor Bradley. He probably would have had Trent as well.
After, by the way, Conor Bradley absolutely smashed it in midweek.
Yeah.
Against Vinny.
I know, but I don't know. I've never seen Jeremy Doku play like that. We speak about him all the time and say that there's a real lack of end product. This season, he's definitely been better at it, but that performance on the weekend was just so good. Whether or not it was Conor Bradley one-on-one, whether or not they doubled up on him, tripled up on him, it didn't matter. He just said, move.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's so good. What a goal as well.
Doku's now got 3 goals and 4 assists in all competitions this season. I don't know how many games that's in. It'll be like 12, 13 games.
Foden looks like he's also coming back to...
He does, yeah.
I don't want to go too early and say he's best, but like he's definitely looking...
Foden looks like he's got some rhythm again.
Yeah, he's finally finding himself again after last season.
And it was, the whole Foden thing is... I can really see both sides of the coin of being like, why are we always giving this guy so much leeway, so much space? As in like him to grow and understand blah blah blah. Whereas like other players haven't had like the leniency that the media or fans have given him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if he is then start doing well again, it's just like he's now. I wouldn't say he's a Man City star at the moment. He's definitely dropped off in that way in terms of obviously he's not player. He literally won Player of the Year in the Premier League like 2 years ago. Whereas now it's just he's part of the City machine at the minute. But the City machine is just find that big tall Norwegian up front.
But the thing is, City are nowhere near a finished product. Like they still massively can be got at. Some games they don't look brilliant in some games, but I've seen City over the years have be 8-10 points behind and then go on and win the league. So when things click for City, which they look like they're beginning to, you back them against anyone because the history is there. And that is just to say, when I mentioned about Arsenal's mentality a few weeks ago, it isn't just to be salty or to say that. It is a genuine fact. Like when we haven't seen Arsenal get over the line yet, apart from one FA Cup in Mikel Arteta's, first season.
COVID season as well.
When we talk about mentality and Arsenal actually winning things, we haven't really seen it. So we can put a question mark on that because that is something that hasn't been proven yet. And I know what Arsenal fans will say, we beat Madrid. Okay, but you didn't win the Champions League that night. You then bowled it to PSG.
I think Arsenal, I know they've still not won anything, but to be fair to Arsenal, I think they are on their way to proving that it is different. I see this Arsenal team, this starting 11, this squad, whatever, this season, compared to literally the last 3 where they finished second 3 times in a row, I think it's a whole level above mentally wise.
100%. But what I'm saying, they definitely look different. They look like a well-oiled machine, and that's why I still think they probably will win the league. However, we don't know what this team looks like when City have got the pressure on them, or Liverpool or whoever it might be has that pressure on them when we get to the business stage of the season, and that will be the difference, whether or not their mentality has shifted or not. If they were to win the Carabao Cup, for example, then I think that makes them win the league. If they were still neck and neck.
I can hear that. In the way of they've lifted something in the air
earlier
finally,
in the season,
so therefore they go on to it.
Extra push, but I don't think anyone can say you don't know that their mentality has truly changed. They look like it's changed, but I could say I thought Spurs' mentality might change after winning the Europa League, but then we also bottled it to PSG as well.
But also I think the difference I reckon with that into the Spurs mentality change is you also changed everything about your club as soon as you won that trophy. You changed everything.
So it's thing, but it's like the Spursy tag, like the performance.
I get what you mean.
Against PSG in the Super Cup and then losing.
Or Richarlison taking a shot off in extra time and then he's still not winning the game.
Yes.
we can get onto that in a bit, but there is. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I had a poignant point. Oh yeah, Man City. This is the other the other side of it with Man City is Erling Haaland. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but he's had an injury pretty much every single season, right? He's always there's always like a 3-week calf injury or like a hip flexor issue that keeps him out for a month or so. I think in last season he spent like a 2.5 months out at one point. I think maybe I don't know if it was last season, but Haaland's had injuries where he's been about at least a month out on multiple different occasions. So the one thing I'm thinking is, before previous seasons, like when they won the treble or when they're winning the league, it was okay because, you know, you don't have Haaland, but it's fine because Alvarez is there.
Yeah.
Or it's fine because De Bruyne is there. Or it's fine because Gundogan will pop up. This is what Jack was saying yesterday. Gundogan will pop up and score bicycle kicks and he'll score 4 games in a row. We'll score braces.
They've always had clutch players that can do that.
Yeah. Do they have that now is the only thing. Because Foden, on his day, obviously fantastic player. We've seen way too much of up and down and up and down and up and down to call him reliable, especially with England and Man City as well. Like, Nico Gonzalez obviously scored a lovely goal, but you're not going to rely on your DM for goals in the same way that you relied on Rodri for goals. Like, Rodri came very clutch a lot.
Yeah.
He's not out. Then you've got, is Cherky got that goal-scoring ability in him? Doku, we talk about the fact that he's got 7 goal involvements this season, but he didn't necessarily score goals, which basically just leaves Marmoush.
Yeah,
but even then, Marmoush, he started really well.
Yeah.
And then second half of the last quarter of the season after he signed in January, he then didn't really do anything.
I really think that
apart from popping up with one worldie.
I think last season for Manchester City was just a particularly bad season. Like, they had a lot of older players that needed to be moved on. It needed a revamp. And to be honest with you, once you've won everything they'd won the season before, like, it needed it probably even more so. And I don't know whether or not they were like rested on their laurels a little bit last year, but they've essentially been buying pretty much they've changed so much about their squad. It's kind of going through that little bit of surgery right now, making it a Pep side. I wouldn't say they have as many clutch players as they've had over the years. Obviously, you had the De Bruynes and the Gundogan, and I mean, Bernardo's still there somehow. I mean, I feel like he always says he wants to go and he ends up staying.
Yeah.
So they've always had those players that can pop up and do that for you, big game players. It's time. This is a new era of Manchester City. It's a new look Manchester City. You know, everybody for the first 3 games of the season was saying, "Oh my God, Reinders is the best thing since sliced bread." That will grow. You know, we haven't seen Rodri much really, and like Rodri back into the form. He might never get back to that form after having that injury, but
yeah,
Rodri's always been a clutch player for them as well. I just think this is a season to see. Pep has kind of changed what he does. Like, it's not as Pep's anymore. Like, he's not afraid to go long and just hoof it to Haaland. Like, it's a changed version of Manchester City. It's a changed version of Pep. So I don't know who their clutch players are going to be, but I back the Manchester City mindset and Pep Guardiola to. It's never going to be like it was last year. They're just building. They're gelling. They're building. Like, it takes time, but they got a lot of their business done early. So let's see.
Yeah, I do think City is suffering from the World Cup, the Club World Cup problem. Like, you saw it with Chelsea a little bit as well. It's like the teams who win the Club World Cup, they've taken an extra couple seconds, an extra couple weeks just to get back into the swing of things.
But City naturally and
but City always start slow anyway,
exactly,
don't they?
That's what I was going to say. They naturally don't always have the strongest start. It's actually during this period of time, over and around Christmas, that they start
where City
to become...
suddenly they win like 4 games in 10 days, and it's like, all right, we're 1 point behind it. I think, I just do think that. I think Robbie, maybe it's just for the camera, maybe it's just for the show, because obviously it's all very show, it's all interesting.
Rob will say he's not scared. Rob will say he's not scared, and I don't think he probably is scared right now. However,
but he should be.
They've gone from not really looking over their shoulder at all, because I don't think they really thought that City would be anywhere close, and I think they thought it'd be Liverpool. But now they're going to have to. They're going to have
14
to
goals.
Keep a little eye just over your shoulder, just because.
Just know they're there.
They're only 4 points behind.
They're there. They're right behind you.
Also, this league this year has been very peculiar. Everyone is very bunched up all together. You can win a game and you can be second. You can lose a game and be 12th. Like, it's very.
I mean,
very
you've actually got Sunderland are in 4th. So you've got City Arsenal top with 26, City then 22, Chelsea are 3rd with 20, Sunderland are 19, and then Spurs, Villa, United, Liverpool, Bournemouth are all on 18.
My point, look at
then Palace are 7th in 16, and then Brentford are 12th with 16.
If you have a look at the start that Aston Villa had, you have a look at how poor United and Spurs have been. They're 5th and they're 7th.
Yeah,
and Liverpool
it's crazy.
Are 8th.
Yeah.
And
Liverpool won their first 5.
We will not see how this league goes until over Christmas. That's when it starts to spread out. This period we're about to enter into.
End of January, I really want to see what the table looks like as well, because there are some teams. Arsenal have a pretty decent run. No, Arsenal have a hard run actually next 5. Arsenal, they've got Chelsea, Spurs, and a couple other games as well. United, our next 10, we don't play a single Big 6 team in our next 10 games. Like, there are some teams, I don't know what Spurs' run looks like, but it's a very weird set of fixtures coming up now, because I think some teams had it really easy, some teams had it really hard, and there wasn't a lot of in between.
Arsenal, PSG, Fulham, Newcastle, immediate loss, Brentford, Slavia Prague, Forest, Liverpool. That takes up to Christmas.
That's no piece of cake.
No.
There's some hard teams in there. Well, ours is like Burnley. Wait, hold on. Let me get Man United's run up very quickly if I can find it. Here you go. It's Everton, Palace, West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and then Villa, Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, Burnley.
Yeah,
not the world's easiest run because the Premier League is so high quality now, but compare it to having Man City away, Arsenal at home, etc. It's
with
lovely.
United, sometimes I feel like you do play better against the better team.
We play as well as our opponents do a lot of the time. That's the thing. But you know what we do have also as well? It's a video chat coming in through the WhatsApp. So as I said before, on the WhatsApp, you can see right below me here, there is a phone number. Send your videos or voice notes or whatever, preferably videos, because videos are great fun. Either hot takes, if you agree with what we're saying, disagree with what you're saying or anything, get them in and we'll show them either today. If we don't have time today as well, we got tomorrow, there's Thursday, there's Friday. Actually, no, probably not Friday because obviously we've got the big stream going on. The 12-hour stream, which obviously keep an eye on that. 12 a.m., so midday to midnight. Loads of content coming up on that. But here is a video from Elijah talking about Arsenal and Man City.
Liverpool to win the league after they spent so much money on Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, Kes Frimpong and all that stuff. But Liverpool right now, they are in a bad state at the moment. 11 games, 6 wins, 5 defeats. And I feel like Liverpool aren't in the title race anymore. But things could change. But I think Arsenal should be more scared of City because, Haaland this season is scoring. Who else? Ryan Cherky is back. They got so many good players. And even Donnarumma this season has been fantastic. So I feel like Arsenal should be scared. But if Arsenal need to win this league, then they need to make sure they keep on winning games. Otherwise, for me, City are going to win this league. That's my opinion.
So it sounds kind of like it's almost a given from Elijah there. He feels like the City are going to just win. So it's then kind of he's pointing at Arsenal and going, it's yours to lose, but there's a chance you are going to lose it. And then he's kind of just thrown Liverpool out the equation.
I think at this point, do we just completely throw Liverpool out of the equation?
Yes, I think so.
I think that game on Sunday was the turning point.
Yeah, because mentally, like the live stream, Doyle was done with it. He was. I mean, obviously, he just watched his team lose 3-0. He was there. He was fuming. But the thing with Liverpool is the point that was made to me, which makes it seem, which really put it in perspective for me, was that it's not necessarily about, Liverpool can go on a decent winning run. It's, do you think Arsenal are going to lose 3 more games than Liverpool for the rest of this season, starting from now? No.
The only team that's ever lost 7 and won the league, I think, was Blackburn. And you would say, if any team could do it, you'd probably say, Liverpool could do it. But I think the competition around them is too strong. I don't think that Arsenal loses that many games.
No.
I think if they lose, it might lose a couple more, maybe, in those big games against City or potentially against Liverpool or against Chelsea. Like, those big games, they could be something. But I don't think that they lose enough games. And with Liverpool, there are just so many issues right now. Obviously defensively, they're all over the place. And they don't really have the reinforcements at the back to change anything in that sense. They've got so many players that are being embedded into the squad. You're looking at Arne Slot as well. Tactically, what is going on there? He thought he had kind of sussed it with the team selection, but actually he hadn't at all. And they're just so open at the minute. And I think that there is kind of like, Salah was so unbelievable last season and it was still very much a Klopp team that there really wasn't much to change. It was a small little tinker here and there. And Salah just, like I said, had the most incredible stats last season. But we're seeing a very declining Mo Salah. We are.
Do you think this is a definite decline from him? So not even necessarily just a bad season, but just like a physical decline and a decline in his finishing.
Do you know what made it for me with that game the other day? That in Pep's team selection, he stuck O'Reilly out there, right? In past seasons, we would have seen him say, no, Vardiol, or just extra man on Salah. He said,
you reckon Pep just don't rate Salah?
I don't think it's that he doesn't rate Salah. I just think that, and I saw it with Son, and I'm not comparing obviously the levels of the two, But Son was at times world class, right? And had the most unbelievable pace, unbelievable, decisions when it came to shots. And I watched him, and the decline started a lot earlier than people would like to admit it did. I'd say over the past 2 seasons, the last two and a bit seasons, you saw the Son decline. And it starts by, not making the right decision, or not having that burst of pace, or just not beating a man, or just various things. I think that he's 33, Mo Salah.
Yeah.
I think. And after last season, it was so incredible, the numbers that he put up. He had the most unbelievable season, as an individual anyway. But I do think the pace, the physicality, the freshness of the Premier League every single season in terms of new players and etc. I would be surprised if he had a sudden resurgence.
Rejuvenation.
I can see him obviously scoring goals, and I can see him not being probably as bad as he's been by his own standards as the season goes on. But I just think that you have to start thinking this is probably the back end of Mohamed Salah. And I think that there probably is a little bit of discontent there as well, when you've got very big egos in terms of Alexander Isak, who is currently just warming the bench, which is fair and fine, because Ekitike and Szoboszlai have probably been the only two so far this season that have actually been...
It was those two and
standouts.
Alisson until Alisson got injured.
Standouts, if we can call them that. Szoboszlai in particular. But... the way it's worked out so far with Isak has not gone to plan. Obviously, Florian Wirtz doing up mowing grass. I do
shout out Kenya.
Yeah, always big up Kenya. So I feel like over the course of this season, we will see Liverpool get better. We will see them start to gel. Florian Wirtz doesn't become a bad player overnight. Alexander Isak doesn't become a bad player overnight. And obviously the Jota stuff, I don't think people probably understand maybe to the level that would have affected Liverpool as a whole. Like, of course, Liverpool as a city and as fans, but I think as players, like
as friends,
as players, etc. I genuinely think that is also a massive part. Obviously, losing someone like a Trent, losing the cohesion that he has with Salah, losing someone like Luis Diaz as well, and of course you put Jota on top of that. It's a whole new system. You have new fullbacks either side. You just needed. They needed a centre back.
And they lost Mark Gahey within literally hours after the deadline.
They're going to get Mark Gahey, but I still.
Ooh,
can't
I don't know
believe...
about that. I have a feeling that Mark Gahey being free is going to change it. Okay, what if Real Madrid come in? Or what if you got other clubs that you got a couple other clubs coming in and being like, look.
Well, it depends who
comes in. I have a proposal for you.
It depends who comes in.
But that's what I mean in the way of I don't think it's a given.
I still think that he probably ends up at Liverpool, but I still think it is such a mismanagement in the sense that they didn't bother. I know they got Leone, and obviously Leone got it was his ACL he did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out for a year, for 12 months.
So I still don't think that was enough. Like, they knew they needed backup at centre back. They knew they did. So yeah.
And Konate he's had some good games and some absolute horror shows.
Yeah.
He was targeted, run round and run ragged.
Yeah. And I also think with Virgil having an uncharacteristic season for him as well. Usually the guy doesn't really ever make a mistake, and this season he has been error prone.
Yeah.
So I just think there's a lot of problems there with Liverpool that even if they did get back to some form, which of course they will at some point because they've got too good of players not to, I don't think after Sunday I could put them in the title race anymore.
Yeah, I don't see it. Mr. Goat Kind Sir, great name by the way in the comment, has made just a really good point about Salah. And talking about saying it's definitely a decline for Salah. This is clearly much more than a bad run of form. As a winger, you need your legs above all else first, and those are the first things to go when it comes to age. If Salah was a defender in midfield, the decline may not be as apparent as it is now. The thing about decline and why some players last for so long and some players don't, I put it all down to how much power do you use. Yeah. That's what I see more than anything. That can be shot power, that can be about explosiveness, that can be about speed, that can be about running distances and times and bleep tests or whatever. And the more that you use as your main attribute, the quicker you decline. Wayne Rooney, he was all about explosiveness, speed, power, brutality on the football pitch. So shock horror, once he hit his early 30s, even late 20s, because he started when he was 16, his body was giving up on him. That's why he moved him. That's why in the FA Cup final, Van Gaal played him as a defensive midfielder because all Rooney had left was his still fantastic technical capabilities. That's why someone like Messi, for example, he's never been too like power based, right? It's all about technicality, speed. So he's now going to the World Cup at 35, 36. He's Modric looks 25, 26 now. He's in the Serie A. That's partly due to the Serie A being slower, but it's because his technical abilities have been fantastic. Casemiro, one of the reasons why he's now playing well for us again is that he's reduced the amount of power he's using. He's not smashing into tackles. He's not running up and down the pitch loads of times. He's being a little more careful and more and his passing and everything and managing himself more. He's only still playing 70 minutes. That's why he's doing so well this season, is because they're managing themselves better. Salah, shot power, speed, accuracy, explosiveness. That's the first thing to go. True. And when Mo Salah, I would say, Salah's far from the most technical player the Premier League's ever seen. He was just efficient and speed and quick, and he was faster than everyone else. So once that goes, once that slows, all you're left with is someone who technically won't be as up to speed as he would have been if he was faster. 100%. So therefore, that's why he's missing chances now, I think, because he's not getting there the split second before that he would have. That's why he's missing crosses. That's why his decisions making is poor.
I watched it. I watched the decline of Son, and it's sad when you see it. Like it's because you know that player has been so unbelievable. And again, I'm not saying that Mo Salah is completely done and dusted here, guys. By the way, because I'm sure the Liverpool fans will find this clip. I think that he still will have a good season. It's just a bad start. But I do think that this is the beginning of that decline. And I think Liverpool fans probably know that. So
I don't think it's going to get too much better.
I watched it really quickly as well happen. I remember Son won joint Golden Boot. I think it might have actually been, was it with Salah?
Maybe.
In that 22 season, what year was that?
Was that
21-22?
Yeah, that's the season before Haaland went to City,
isn't it? And then from 22-23, I watched Son start to decline that season. Most people will say that they didn't see that. I definitely saw it that early on.
Yeah, and it's just the same now. It just kind of is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I want to move on to talk about your Spurs for a little bit, because Jack sent me a pretty funny graphic. Is that Spurs can pretty much make a starting 11 minus goalkeeper with unavailable players.
Well, it's just, same thing, different season, isn't it, Dill? Like, it's the same. I had this last year. I had 16 injuries.
But then is there a more systematic issue at Spurs? Because we had so many injuries last season. We were similar on par to you. We had like 15. Like I was making, like, for graphics for United District, I was making starting 11s and benches. I had like options to come off the bench in the starting 11, and that was because we had so many injuries this season. I know we're not in European competition, which helps, but our conditioning looks so much better. But then obviously part of your injuries was down to Ange basically killing every single player's hamstrings.
Yes.
That was like his total style of total football, whatever it's called, was just killing every, like Van der Ven's, like his hamstrings were gone. All these players' hamstrings were gone. But now you still have these injury issues. Is there a little bit more of a, maybe the players you have simply just, some of them aren't actually made for the Premier League?
I think that we've had a lot of bad luck as well. James Maddison having such a long-term injury last season, then coming back in pre-season and then doing your ACL as you're coming back.
That's rough.
It's rough.
Was it hard. In a pre-season game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kulusevski, very similar situation. Solanke, this is also what is really funny when you look at, when you see Spurs social media, right? And if Spurs Twitter, the club will tweet something like, "Oh, Solanke will miss tonight's game with a minor injury." The boy's played 2 games, minor injury. He's been having
minor
surgery
injuries, and he's gone for a month.
His ankle's done. He's been in America having surgery. The Bova one, he had concussion. Obviously, now that's proper injury. Gray, again, it was a knock. Basuma, it was a knock. He's still got his foot in a boot. We've just got a lot of bad luck. I think that someone like a James Maddison is particularly injury prone as well. Kulusevski has also been injury prone over the last couple of seasons. So it's hard. And this is why I will not get on the back of Thomas Frank, because yes, it's not acceptable to have an XG of 0.01. Okay, I'm not disputing that by any stretch.
Yeah, that's horrendous.
However, the lack of quality there is basically what he has inherited. That's not on Thomas Frank. That's on the players. That's on the board. That's on the recruitment. Kudus has been the only shining light of this whole attack this season. He's obviously now out injured. He bought on Tel the other day. He bought on Odebert. Both of those look bright. I think he likes them because I think they're hungry and they're willing to learn. You look at someone like Brennan, you're not going to make Brennan a better player. I just fail to believe it. You're not going to make Richarlison a better player. You're just not. Sorry. But
So
they
he
are what
just-
they are.
He just needs reinforcements.
He needs some quality in those areas. I'm really happy with the Polina signing. I'm really happy with the Kudus signing. Kyler Moani, again, this is another one. Was Kyler Moani even on that list?
Maybe. No, he wasn't.
Stick him in goal because Kyler
Yeah, there
Moani
you
had
go.
never been out injured since he's been at Spurs. He's had a dead leg, which it was dead for about 3-4 weeks, and now he's got broken jaw. Never been injured.
He broke his jaw the other
It
day.
came off half time. Fractured jaw.
How?
Do I know?
I'm trying to think of a single moment where he clashed with someone enough to break his jaw. It was probably Maguire, wasn't it? He probably ran into Maguire and
Maguire's
fell
head.
over. Yeah.
Anyways,
Maguire's
my point
head's
being
half the size of a
is
pitch.
I can't pass a judgment on Kyler Moani because I don't feel like I've seen enough. Xavi Simons, again, I understand it was Copenhagen, had time, had space on the ball, was creative. We had lots of wingers, on the pitch. He went for it that night because he knew he could and he knew he had to after the Chelsea game. Tell comes off the bench, Odeberg comes off the bench, Doggy comes off the bench, all look bright. I think if we were putting up those numbers when we had everyone back fit, then I would say, sure, that's not acceptable. But I just think you've got to cut the guy some slack. And there's this pining for Ange, which is ludicrous, crazy work from some things I've seen online. He is more of a pragmatic manager, Thomas Frank. He's got to rebuild the foundations. Rome was not built in a day. It really wasn't. He's got to rebuild the foundations and learn. And, we've now got a set piece coach. We're much better at set pieces. There is an improvement for all of you. Yes, we are better kind of defensively, bar the Delict one. That one good. But
I think that was us just being better than you. In that exact moment.
In that moment. I genuinely don't think...
We just had a very good set piece routine.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
I mean, you did have 10 men. We did have 11, but still.
No, didn't Romero go off as well?
Right at the end, no.
Was it not 10v10?
No.
Oh, so we actually were a man down.
Yeah. But my point is, guys, have patience. He's literally had the summer. That's it. And we're playing 2 games a week. What he also needs is more time. Time on the training pitch, time to get the cohesion going, time to understand what is his best 11. And then you've got the quality. The quality is what it is. He needs reinforcements in January, ones that are going to be credible and ones that are going to improve the team. Not ones that I want to see sitting on the bench, but ones that can come in and gives you a little bit of a new lease of life. And the one other thing I would say on this is, from a board perspective, obviously there's no Daniel Levy anymore. There is no other people. I don't think other people will know who I'm talking about, but there's a new fresh take there. The ownership have said they want to freshen it up. They want to be a big club, etc., etc. So it will be time for this board to finally put their money where their mouth is. I would love Ivan Toney and Jan.
I was going to bring this exact thing up.
Great.
So there's a bit of news surrounding Ivan Toney. Obviously, live at 5 when we're not in the transfer window. There's a little harder piece to get all the news together. But obviously, in the transfer window, we'll cover all the news every day at 5 p.m. every weekday. But so earlier on today, Sky Sports tweeted that a number of Premier League clubs are inquiring about a possible return for Ivan Toney. But as per TalkSport sources say that it's unlikely to happen in January. So it's Ivan Toney. So this is Alex Crook. Ivan Toney is unlikely to return to the Premier League in January, TalkSport understands. Tottenham boss Thomas Frank would love to bring his former Brentford star Toney to him towards London. Everton also believed to have shown interest in Toney. However, Saudi tax rules means the 29-year-old would have to take a massive financial hit to leave Al Ahly, having only joined in the summer of 2024. Sources close to Toney acknowledge that he is unlikely to force his way into Thomas Tuchel's England squad, even if he comes back to the Premier League.
See, I disagree on that.
I disagree
he ain't
coming
on that.
in January.
I disagree on that, and I think things will. I'm not going against Alex Crook, but what I'm saying is I can see this story changing, and I can see it changing because of that England thing. If he wants to be going to the World Cup, he will have to spend the second half of the season in England to be within a shout, right? He will have to. There's no chance he goes to the World Cup being in Saudi. So let's say he came back to Spurs, for example, in Jan, hit the ground running, bagging, bagsman, left, right, centre, everything, right? He will then be back in the conversation.
But
that's your chance. Otherwise, you've got to wait another 4 years, bro.
So if you go to Saudi, right, before the age of 32, you're still right.
Sorry, I just pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just seen this coming from Bacon Fang, who said you have to get it out your head that Spurs should be going for the title. Who on earth said that they're going for the title? Except they're trying to get top 5. Absolutely. Who has said that?
You'll
Spurs...
feel much better and maybe have a different. I'm not sure you've been watching Abby at Live at 5 recently because
I don't think
you've been saying top 8 pretty much the entire season.
At the start of the season, I'd take top 8 in an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. I'm not fussy.
Maybe that's the title you're talking about.
I've never ever said that Spurs are on for the title. Not me.
Not yet.
I'm very
not ever.
Not ever. I'm not until I see real change at my club. I'm very real and a bit pessimistic when it comes to my club because I know what they are. Anyway, sorry. Back to Ivan Toney.
Yeah, that's how that comment through. That's quite funny though. Is that so? Effectively, it's because of the Saudi tax rules. Like, if you're 27, 28, 29, you're going to Saudi. A big part of that is the wage package, right? It's the no tax. It's the what you earn is what you earn. What you earn gross is what you earn net. So if that was potentially, obviously, I don't know because Ivan Toney, like I'm only speculating here, but I can only speculate that his contract there is very nice, right?
I'm sure.
Very lovely contract that he's got going there.
I wouldn't give it up.
But then if he's had to take a massive financial hit to then return to the Premier League, if he is someone who was willing to go there in the first place, why would he then change his mind?
Loan options.
Like
loan options.
A year and a half later.
Well, you can earn a lot in a year and a half when you're on Saudi money. Come back and play in the Prem.
But then, is his contract is still going?
How long is the contract till?
When does Toney's contract end?
Well, he's 29. Realistically, if he doesn't come back and play in the Prem in 4 years, I mean,
2028, his contract expires.
If he was to
say, so that's still quite a while away.
If he was to say for the next 3 years, he's not going to the Euros, and he probably won't go to the next World Cup either. And then that's him done.
No.
So if he's going to come back and if he wants to go to a World Cup, he's going to have to come back.
But I don't think that
and a 6 month spell,
if he took a move to Saudi over, because if he left, everyone knew he was leaving Brentford, right? On the summer that he left, everyone knew this.
Yeah.
There was no way that he could get a move to Spurs or to maybe United or to Arsenal.
Spurs and Arsenal
were trying to sign him.
Both looked at him, and then they both chose to. Arsenal didn't feel that he fitted in to what Mikel Arteta wanted, and Spurs decided the same and went with Solanke. But obviously this is, from a Spurs perspective, this is different because you've got someone like Thomas Frank, who has obviously worked with Ivan Toney, got the best out of Ivan Toney, nurtured Ivan Toney to become Ivan Toney during his time at Brentford. So this is a no-brainer for me.
But if Source is close to him, so let's say he think that he's unlikely to force his way back into the Tuchel's squad.
There is a lot of rubbish as well that gets put out there. Sources, what source?
I don't know, man. But I was just going off the news.
Sources for years
don't shoot the messenger here.
We heard sources for years Jude Bellingham was going to Liverpool because he was seen, out with Trent all the time.
Oh, I think that's quoting, I don't know, like Anfield Agenda and co.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of
over
sources.
TalkSport's different, but I just don't see why he'd say yes. If he doesn't think that if he doesn't think he's got a chance of going to the World Cup anyway, why would he go to Spurs on reduced wages for 6 months for the vibes of it?
Well, if he wants to go to the World Cup, you've got to be at least in the Premier.
But it seems like he doesn't. He knows that he's not going, according to Alex Crook.
Maybe I'm trying to manifest it.
Maybe you are,
maybe
but
I am.
let's say,
and if it happens in Jan, then we can run this tape back.
Let's say it doesn't happen. Tony's not going.
Maybe he's not happy in Saudi.
Do you have anyone else that you've got your eye on?
Oh, what, in Jan?
Yeah, in Jan as like a veteran striker or whatever. Is it just Toney that you've been thinking about, or would there be anyone else? Or if Spurs fans chat, or just football fans in the chat, if you think there are other players that Spurs can go for, experienced striker style.
We need someone on the left badly. We need someone on the left. I don't know who. I haven't thought about it much, but I just know we need someone on the left. I'd say we need another 10, but we don't really because, actually we do because James Maddison is not going to be back until March at the earliest. And already you got Kulusevski's, again, who can play in that 10 as well.
You got Xavi.
Has already been pushed back. Yeah, but I need someone else. I need someone to push him, like in the gym. It's like when I go with my trainer, I need him to push me. You can do more. I need someone to push Xavi.
I actually can't think about anyone.
I don't know. I need to do some thinking. But I've got a few more months.
Yeah, there's...
I really have my heart set on Ivan Toney.
There's some news coming out at United at the moment, by the way. So every Monday at 5 p.m, the Daily Mail have their something called the United Confidential, where they just come out with a load of United news. And so one of the things they've said is a January signing for Manchester United cannot be ruled out, and Conor Gallagher may have an option on loan with a view to buy for 45 million in the summer. A January deal would also allow United to explore a move for Kobbie Mainoo, who still wants to go out on loan.
I'd love Kobbie. Bring me Kobbie.
Every player in every club in the world would love Kobbie.
Bring me Kobbie.
Guy is incredible.
Bring me Kobbie.
Guy would fix so many of your problems. Honestly, I don't know why we would bring in Conor Gallagher just to get rid of Mainoo for 6 months.
Gallagher, I don't believe is happy.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Conor Gallagher come in for a 6 month loan with like a 45 million option to buy.
Much game time as well.
No, so it was reported since the summer that he's not getting loads of game time at Atletico. He's not overly happy. He wouldn't mind a return to England. And on that section of this news. Yeah, on that section, I think for a lot of players it is as well, isn't it? Like, because they're the two probably best places to live as a footballer. So you've got Cheshire or London. Yeah, lovely stuff. But I do think I'd love to. I actually, the more I think about it now in the last 20 seconds I've been speaking, I would quite like to see, even if it's not Gallagher, someone come in who's got legs. Yeah, like you've seen it so many times.
Conor Gallagher.
You need to work someone like that workhorse. Like Gallagher could play in one of the 10 positions, or he can play in midfield. Yeah. I don't know about playing as like I don't know about a Bruno Fernandes, Conor Gallagher midfield too. Don't know if that would work. Amorim might be having a bit out here. But the thing is I wouldn't want to see it at the expense of Kobbie Mainoo because we're already a man down in midfield.
I don't think he fancies Kobbie. I don't think Kobbie's getting those minutes you want him to get. It's a case. I find it really hard because one week I'll be thinking about it and I will think that. Like whenever I speak to Nick, who comes on, Nick the United fan, Nick believes that Amorim fully just doesn't rate Kobbie Mainoo as a footballer. He's fully like, Kobbie's just not his guy. When I speak to Nick like semi-convinces me that that's the truth. He's like, maybe Amorim just doesn't rate Mainoo. But then I go back to it and think about it myself. And I'm someone who I don't think Amorim lies in presses. He's shown himself to be someone who generally tells the truth. I don't think he's going to come out and be like, yeah, do you know what? I really just don't fancy him. I don't like
that yet. Maybe, but the thing is like, so what Amorim's been saying that Kobbie is basically, he feels Kobbie's best position is the one that Bruno is playing. Yeah. That I agree with because that is true. Kobbie's best position is a number 8. Yeah. So when he was playing alongside Casemiro as the two deeper players under Ten Hag, that's when he was at his absolute best. He's playing alongside a defensive midfielder
he obviously doesn't trust
with Bruno and stuff ahead of him.
He's not going to do that. He's not going to take Bruno out.
But this is the thing: he's not going to take Bruno off. But then if we had midweek games, he would. I'm convinced that he would, because Amorim the other day in his press conference said he was talking about Bruno Fernandes before the Spurs game, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically went, sooner rather than later, Bruno's going to need to learn how to rotate. That's what Amorim said. And so in my head, I'm thinking, well, he wouldn't say that unless it was true.
However,
right?
I don't think United, yes, you're on a good run right now and you look like you might have turned a corner. But realistically, okay, just putting it out there. For example, the team that you put out on the weekend is pretty much, what was not strong about that team?
What I would have preferred to see is playing...
Like, who was missing?
Probably Šeško, because I would want Ahmad at wing back instead of Maz.
They're not injured. That was like your starting... That was like... that was your fully fit starting 11.
Minus Lisandro Martinez.
Minus that. So
yeah. In an ideal world, it's Dorgu doesn't start, Shaw starts at left wing back, and then you got Martinez at left centre back.
But this is currently...
But that's 10 out of 11 starting.
Martinez, this is your strongest starting 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
That's... Let's be honest, we were both abysmal on Saturday. I don't think Manchester United were good. I don't think Spurs...
No, we weren't great.
I thought Spurs were terrible as well. So there's no chance that Ruben Amorim rotates and risks when you're playing like you are. If you were in a very comfortable position in the league and playing well, then I think he might rotate and he might trust other players. But I don't think that's going to happen because realistically, this is your strongest team and you still look crap.
But how do you rotate when there's 3 games a month? This is the issue we have. This is what Amorim's been saying, is that he goes, we're playing Liverpool away and then Brighton at home and then Spurs away. Like how? Like
rotate.
What? What game do you, out of those three? Because Liverpool we hadn't beaten in 10 years. Brighton have won 3 in the bounce at Old Trafford, and Spurs we lost to 4 times last year.
Well,
Mainu isn't in our strongest starting 11. That is clearly, but the problem is that we don't have a chance to not play our strongest starting 11. We had Grimsby away, and we lost that, and Mainu was the best player on the pitch that day.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have the luxury of being able to do that because, well, first you're not in any cups until you get into the FA Cup, which again you could go out really quickly. And your strongest starting 11, as it currently is still not very good. Apart from like your front 3, or Cunha and Mbeumo, and Bruno, and Ahmad. Everyone else.
But you've listed basically half the squad there.
It's not half the squad. It's 4.
Well, Bruno, Cunha, Ahmad, and Mbeumo.
Yeah.
I'm adding De Ligt in there. I think he's been one of our best players this season. And I think Le Mans was good against you as well. He made 2 fantastic saves.
You're not going to change keeper. You finally got a keeper. But I'm just saying, he's not going to rotate because that's your best team and you're still not great.
But I think he won't rotate at the moment because he can't. I think he is so restricted. And unfortunately, as a consequence, Mainu and Xerxes are not playing any football. Mainu's our third choice midfielder. Right, he is our third choice midfielder because it goes Casemiro, Bruno, and Mainu. Yeah. But unfortunately, we only play with 2 midfielders, and we only play 3 times a month. That's so far this season. December, we have 6 games. FA Cup comes back. We have another 4 games, 5 games in January. There's no international breaks. That's why I think that Mainu will get some chances. As I said, some of the games that we have as well. Let's say we're playing. So we got West Ham away or something. Yeah. I reckon Bruno might be dropped for that game. Kind of thing. Like I think it will happen at some point, or he might play Mainu as one of the 10s. When Mbeumo and Ahmad both go to AFCON, right? Bruno Fernandes will end up moving further forwards because Bruno also is very good as the right 10 because of his deliveries. Suddenly, bam, that one space that Amorim keeps saying that he thinks is Mainu's best position is free and no one else is there to take it. So if Amorim then doesn't play him, then that's when I'm going to become convinced that maybe Amorim fully is just going, you're not my guy. Yeah. But for now, I think Amorim is partly, he's playing it safe. He has done like this entire season. Like he's literally playing long ball to our 6'5" striker to make sure that we beat the press of the opponent team. We're getting as far away as possible as we can. But I do think it's more of a consideration, the fact that we only have literally no midweek games, than people are actually giving it with Mainu. Okay. And if Mainu goes, I'm going to be so damn gutted because it would be the most ridiculous decision to make considering that he's one of the best young prospects in world football. I know one of the comments has said I'm the most delusional of them all. I don't know what I'm delusional about because I'd say I'm actually fairly level-headed at times, but maybe I'm just being a bit optimistic with United.
I'm not sure. I still think you look crap. No offense. I mean, I'm sitting here saying Spurs are crap as well. So
yeah, the way it's how we're playing, I can't decide. Because there are actually so many... I think there are not so many positive. There are positive signs because we're better than we were.
Well,
but then bars on the floor anyway.
Actually said that exact thing yesterday. Yeah. We both said we are better than we were last year because we're respectively not 17th and 15th, right? We're probably in a better position than we deserve to be in the table because we haven't been that good to actually be 5th and 7th.
No, I don't agree with that.
We're not... In a realistic Premier League season,
I can't think of any.
Spurs haven't won at home.
That's a you problem, man. Don't put us in that.
You've only just started winning back-to-back games.
We've lost 1 in 7.
Yeah, but you've only this has gone to a
yeah, but you're just talking about this season.
I'm talking about this season that we've improved, both of us, since last season, but neither of us are very good still. We're not.
Yeah, we're not high-flying teams, but I can't. Okay,
and the reason that you're buzzing
I'm not thinking about losing. Spurs here, right? So I'm taking, for what I'm about to say, I'm taking Spurs out of the equation here. I can't think of a single game we've won this season that I'd go, oh, we were lucky to win that one. And most of our draws, so not most of our draws, so the Spurs draw, you guys got lucky when 3 of our players got injured in between the 70th and 80th minute. 2 of them being the most important players that game. Maguire and Casemiro were shutting you down the entire game until they both got injured and came off.
We didn't start creating anything to the 55th minute.
Yeah, because we stopped you.
But we wouldn't have created anything anyway.
Yeah, but that's nothing to do with how good or bad we are. That Spurs game, the absolute least we deserved was that 1 point.
I think a draw
and
was
I
fair.
think on another day we would have got 3 if Casemiro and Maguire had stayed on and Šeško hadn't had to go off with a knee injury. Like 11 versus 11, you don't score two goals there as well. With our draw against Nottingham Forest, that's the one game where I'm thinking bit of a red flag because we conceded 2 goals in 5 minutes and we were just so switched off. But at the same time, we still scored twice. Those 2 goals were nice. We didn't create enough, though. Brentford game, we lost 3-1, but they should have had a man sent off. It took 7 minutes for Bruno Fernandes to take his penalty, and then he skied it. Fulham game, Bruno Fernandes skied it as well. Arsenal game is the only game where I think we lost that, completely deserved to lose. Same with Man City game, to be fair as well. But I just think that I've not looked at any of the time where we've benefited from something which I feel we haven't deserved. So therefore, I feel the position we are in at the moment is a deserved place in the table because it's comparing it to everyone else. If everyone else was actually better than us, then why didn't they beat us over the first 11 games? If that makes sense. Like I don't believe that we've done better than we have in work.
You've really changed your tune since the last international.
I have, yeah.
Which is fair.
Because what I've seen us not lose in 5 games and not deserve to lose in 5 games.
Are United back?
No, we're not back.
So where are you? If you're
like
not back,
upper mid-table, which is exactly where we
are.
are.
If you're not back and you're not where you were last season, where are you? You must be back.
No.
Where are you?
Where are we? 7th. And that's probably where 7th, level on points, or just behind teams like Tottenham or Chelsea and Bournemouth, etc. Like, I don't think we're in an undeserved place by any stretch at the moment. Because I'm comparing that to all the other teams. Like, everyone's been losing this season. That doesn't mean that we should be losing more than them, because we're not worse than these other teams. That's how I feel about it. It all comes from the fact that I can't see any points we've gained which we haven't deserved to have.
On this current positive hype, where do you think that Manchester United will finish at the end of the season?
I reckon we're going to finish 6th or 7th. I want us to finish top 4, obviously, or top Champions League spaces. We're going to miss out by about 4 points.
Why?
Because at some point we're going to lose to West Ham or something. We're going to lose a couple points here or there, which is because I also think that there are teams who are going to pick up. Like our form, as I said, next 10 games, we've got a good 10 games. If we can get through those 10 games and collect 20 to 23 points, unreal. But some of these games, because we have all these easier quote unquote games consecutively, I don't trust us to actually get all of them. Like we might beat Everton at home and West Ham at home and like Wolves at home and Burnley away and Newcastle away, then we'll get smacked by Villa away. Something that we shouldn't have, or we'll get done in by Palace or something when we should probably have drawn that game. That's just how I see it.
I think that if you
in terms of turning a corner, we've got our indicators on.
I genuinely think if you think you're picking up 20 to 23 points.
No, I said that's what I hope we'll do. I'm not saying we're getting
Okay, what do you think you'll pick up?
18 to 21 of those points. I reckon we're winning 6 of those games.
Right, I just need to pass me this.
Yeah, okay, go on. Those are the next 10 games.
Okay,
so
next
down,
10 games.
Down.
Chat. I mean, you tell me. Everton at home.
Win.
Palace away.
Loss.
Right. West Ham at home.
Win.
Probably win. Wolves away.
Win.
Won't be as
easy as you think.
Easy.
But I think we're winning that. They have 2 points.
Bournemouth home.
I'm gonna go with draw.
Okay.
I don't know where to put that.
Villa away.
Loss. I'm not sure what to put that's how I'm going to do the draw.
And what was the loss?
The lot.
Count
it. Palace. Did I say
right,
Palace?
So, okay, Everton win. Palace no.
Palace loss.
Everton at West Ham. Wolves. Bournemouth. You said win.
Draw.
You said draw.
Villa draw.
Villa draw. So that would be
and
3.
And then I reckon we win those next 4.
Sorry, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. You think you beat Newcastle at home?
I think we beat Newcastle, Wolves, Leeds, and Burnley.
You probably win.
That's
those
another
3.
12.
Leeds, I'm not so sure. Leeds away.
Yeah.
With your rivalry.
We beat them away every season. Ellen Road, we smack them.
That is their biggest and only.
Yeah, but we smack them at Ellen Road.
I don't think you should be so
basically every time, bro. We had Fred and Alanga balling out on them last time they came. Leeds don't look good as well. This is what I mean. I reckon we can get close to 20.
Slice of Sib, we've spoken about my team. You can rewind it back.
Yeah, we've spoken on that team. We're also almost out of time.
We are.
We'll see. But that's
We're
genuinely, I reckon, those set of fixtures. If we mess that up.
18 to 21 points.
Yeah.
Clip it, Kenya.
Which is, I don't know how my maths has gone. How many wins is that? Like 6 or 7 wins out of the 10?
Clip.
Hey, we'll see. So I've said 7 wins, 2 draws. So 7 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw.
I think
that's how I've ended up coming.
Mighty
I hope so.
positive.
Man, it's just...
And just
end of the day, Manchester United play football. At the end of the day, we have Brian and Bruno.
If we went
That's how
back
it works.
just 4 weeks ago, I would never have heard him say that.
Oh, yeah.
Not.
Look, I change my mind depending on what I see. I'm not a fickle football fan who just sits there and goes, this is what I thought 4 years ago, so this is what I think now.
New evidence.
I will change. Yeah,
You
like
went back to
I roll with the punches, whatever. But we are pretty much out of time. It is 5:50. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show and me waffling on for the last 25 minutes or whatever it is about Man United. It's been a pleasure as always. We are live at 5 every day, 5 till 6 p.m. If you want to have your say on what we've said or any of the panelists have said, there is a WhatsApp number just below me. Send a video or a voice note or whatever into that, and we'll get into it next tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow, Abby.
I will see you tomorrow at 5.
At 5.
We'll be back.
We'll be back here, potentially with someone else as well. Maybe I think Laura will be coming back. But we never know. But apart from that, I will see you then.
Don't forget, join us on the 14th, Friday the 14th of November. We're going to be doing a 12-hour live stream.
12 hours.
Continuous, right? To raise money for the victims of Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica. There's a lot of people down there have been suffering. So come, join us. We're going to raise money. It's going to be chaos.
We are raising money for 12 hours.
Around.
I know something that you cannot believe. Jamaica, we have a charity stream. You know them way there, man. You know them way there. Come on, fam.
Join us on Friday. It's going to be mayhem.